Profesor Jimmy Lim berusaha untuk menggabungkan elemen lama dan baru untuk membuatkan rumahnya sebagai satu pusat penyelidikan dan juga unik dengan ciri-ciri dirinya dan personaliti dan gaya hidupnya. Rumah ini mempunyai ciri-ciri yang menarik. Apakah konsep rumah ini?
So, this house has a lot of details, part of the R&D. So, we are in the process of recording it in a document, book or whatever it is, because, once I'm gone, I don't know what's going to happen to this house. If my family wants to keep it, then, good, it can be shown to architectural students for them to learn how to do timber, how to do brickwork, how to do all sorts of things, and how to make use of all material you combine together. Because you see, that's why I say it's an R&D laboratory. Everything here is experimentation. How things are put together and things like this. You see, for example, this brick column is going up 4 stories, and it has got no RC, right? All these bricks that you see going up, they are structural but non-RC. So how do you make sure that this don't collapse, don't go? The technique of bracing, connecting, and all that, like friends holding hands, like that. So all these junctions, and using the old tiles, those old Canton tiles from the coffee shop. You see, I laid them on the first floor, not on concrete, but on plywood. Plywood with sand, so that, and it works. It's been like that for 30 years. So this is very important. So the first one I did was a little house at the back. I tried that. I tried stone, brick, load-bearing walls. So my clients came there.
Rumah ni asal dia besar mana sebenarnya? Bila kita ingin beli rumah ni, besar mana? Besar macam ni saja.
It's only this part is white wall, and it's very simple, like all the houses along here. So what I've done is, because all these houses, the walls are exposed to the sun, so a lot of heat goes into the wall. So panas. So at night it radiates the heat, and that's why the houses are very hot. Then you're going to put aircon. So what I've done here is the original house. I put all the things around so that the original wall do not get any sun. Everything shaded. I use all kayu so that timber absorb heat, but timber also lose heat very fast. Timber don't get hot.
Oh, kayu tak senang dapat panas ya?
Doesn't get hot. That's why my house is very cool. So I learned from there. This is where a lot of architects must indulge in self-learning and self-experimentation.
There is a reason why I decided to choose to work with Professor Jimmy as opposed to many other firms, right, in Malaysia or in overseas. It's because how I actually discovered about his work was, even before I pursued architecture, I was in interior design. I came across this book called Asian Architects. And when I came across his book, his project that was featured in the book, I said, hey, this cannot be in Malaysia, can it? And when I turned back to the page, it says CSL Associates, right? Jimmy Lim Chok Siang, Malaysia. And I said, wow, if he can do it and still be relevant in Malaysia, it's timeless, right? And that was published about, I think, 20, 30 years ago. I can't remember. Yeah, but it was, and it still appeals to me. And I said, if given the opportunity to work on projects like this, right, why not? And that was really what prompted and drives me. So, which is why I've decided that if I ever work with him, I'm willing to learn everything from A to Z, right? So having to work with him, and now that we managed to get this project, it was really eye-opening because his approach in having to pick up, right, things on the site, having to start his design approach, the ways of how he looked into different aspects, I must say, is very, very different than the previous architects whom I've worked for, right? He is very sensitive. First thing is, of course, the site, right, the surrounding environment, because he said, even before your client bought that land, someone would have lived there before, or even nature was there before. So who are you to say that, okay, my client has bought the site, he's rich, he has got that kind of money to spend to build his new mansion, I'm just going to clear off everything that was there before. No, that should not be the way, right? You should build your house in harmony with what was there before. And I think that's very important. It's not just about architecture, about landscaping, but it's about human. As a human, you must understand that who are you to destroy human nature when they were even there before you did, right? And that is where I see a certain values that I would like to adopt from what Professor Jimmy has been practicing all these years.
Pada minggu ini, kita akan mengenali secara ringkas tentang konsep Modern Tropica. Secara asasnya, Modern Tropica mempunyai rupa dan reka bentuk seni bina kontemporari. Tetapi, daripada segi perancangan dan seni reka, ia mengambil strategi dan pendekatan tropika. Daripada segi rupa fizikal, Modern Tropica menggunakan bahan-bahan yang mapan dan mudah diperolehi daripada geografi setempat, seperti beberapa jenis kayu tropika, batu-bata, tanah liat dan penggunaan besi. Menjadi seni bina Modern Tropica yang baik juga akan memberikan perlindungan daripada pencahayaan terus matahari dan unjuran bumbung yang melindungi daripada hujan lebat. Antara pendekatan tersebut ialah memberi keutamaan kepada pengudaraan dan pencahayaan semula jadi. Selain daripada itu, sesebuah seni reka Modern Tropica mengambil kira faktor cuaca hujan dan panas sepanjang tahun.